Hi Taurus, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are asking the question, what do you need to learn? Whether this is emotionally, spiritually, or somewhere in reality, asking the question, seeing what comes out. I will also be looking at career and finances. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate that. And I am using the messages from Spirit Oracle. I also have two Lenormand decks here as well. So we've got the Fairy Tale Lenormand and the Magpie Lenormand and a hair in my mouth. So I'll start with that Oracle for you today, Taurus, but it is a text-only sort of deck. All the cards do look the same, but they are really giving us really great overviews of what's sort of going on here. Okay, Taurus, what does Taurus need to learn? What does Taurus need to learn, please? Be true to yourself in all ways. Not everyone will get you. They can only understand from their level of perception. That's on them. No matter what people say, don't ever doubt your worth or the beauty you hold within. Stand tall in your power. So needing to learn a little bit more about being the true version of yourself and really relying on your own self-worth, not putting your value into others. Okay, that understanding that their perception of you is just that. It's their own perception. And if you actually stop and think about it, there's a million different versions of you out there. Every single person has a different perspective of who they see you as, based upon their experiences of you, conversations with you, all those sorts of things. But nobody has the full view other than you yourself. And your view of yourself is, truer than all those other perspectives. Can you really imagine if you were putting your self-worth into the view of somebody you haven't seen for the last 10 years, their perception of you is totally different to who you are at the moment. Okay, that you've probably grown and changed, and your life has grown and changed and evolved a lot in that 10 years. So of course their perception is going to be very limited, and they're not going to understand certain facets of your truth and your personality. So something for you to learn in that, and standing tall in your own power here, Taurus. Okay, so we'll have a look with the Lenormand as well. Taurus, what does Taurus need to learn, please? What does Taurus need to learn? Seeing this energy for a lot of people, actually. Relatively straightforward messages for you here. I'm just seeing a secondary message coming through. It's asking me to discuss this energy at the bottom of the deck, the hidden sort of energy, the energy under the surface in your energy at the moment here. We're looking at a message that's telling us stop stressing so much about financials, that it's all sort of falling into place the way that it's supposed to. You're needing to have faith and have the conversations about the opportunities that you've lost financially, because there's a very strong element that some of the things that you feel are lost to you, some of the opportunities that have been lost to you financially, may be coming back around, and you finding a deeper desire within those things that have been stressing you out, or that you feel as though you've lost those opportunities. There may be a deeper level of that wish sort of coming in for you here. So stop stressing so much about financial stuff. I know we are going to move on to career and finances after this, but it is asking me to give you that message, Taurus. So That is obviously for somebody out there. Okay, but the main crux of what we're looking at here, the lessons that you need to learn, what you're needing to learn, whether it be emotionally, spiritually, or in reality, like I said here, I am seeing a tinge of emotions and reality coming through with this first lesson, and then we are seeing a spiritual lesson as well. So the first thing we have here, we have the scythe and the whip. Okay, so this is a very interesting. Like I said, this message for you here, Taurus, is relatively straightforward today. The scythe is all about breaking free from and making sudden, decisive changes. So we are looking at the issues of conflict and conflict resolution, the way that you are fighting yourself, internal conflict, is coming to light here a little bit as well. But this is the way that you deal with drama, the tension, fighting in your life. So whether that's fighting yourself or fighting externally, like having arguments with people, drama, tension around you, we do see that scythe is the real clear learning lesson, like the learning aspect here, that we're needing to sort of break free from the drama, break free from the negativity attached to conflict, and really make a sudden sort of decisive change to deal with conflicts a little bit differently. So I will just clarify that here. Clarify the scythe and the whip for Taurus, but it's like I'm feeling a progression. So it's like a learning how to break free from negative, conflicting energies, and learning how to make changes that are going to suit you better here when it comes to resolving conflict, either within yourself or in the greater scheme of things. We do have that clarified by the bouquet. Okay, so just asking you here to, give a little bit more of your time, your love, your energy to conflict, which, it does sound a little bit backwards sometimes, but the more time and love, especially, and energy, the attention that we're paying to conflict, and how can I resolve this conflict differently, how can I change this conflict within myself, giving your all to approaching the conflict. So this is talking about issues like not hiding from conflict, approaching conflict a little bit more head on, giving of yourself to the conflicting energy, so that you can understand it and make the changes in order to resolve it and get past those conflicts. Okay, so it may happen sort of very quickly. There may be some conflicts either within yourself or around you that you are sort of needing to deal with these things very, very quickly. And we do see a very reciprocal energy here. So it's also a bit of a reminder that, when you're faced with a conflict externally, so, if someone comes up to you and they're like just trying to start drama, the more that you give your time and energy to the actual conflict, rather than resolving this conflict and solving this problem, the more it exacerbates the situation. So the more that if you are approached with conflict, if you return that with conflict, you just get conflict and then conflict and then conflict, and it just exacerbates and spirals out of control, and it becomes very aggressive conflict. Whereas if someone is approaching you with conflict or drama, and you are, not returning the conflict and the drama, and you're returning with, okay, I understand how you feel. How can we solve this? How can we resolve this issue? What can we do to change this from being a conflict? So it's just a change from the way that you may normally react to conflict and drama and tension and those sorts of things. Okay, so that's what we're seeing there. We do have this spiritual lesson here too. We have the tree as well as the mountain. Okay, so this is it's a bit of a harder one, Taurus, because it does remind us that obstacles and delays and challenges are part of what makes us grow and evolve the most, on a spiritual kind of level, on an emotional level, on a, this is who we are. We are what we've experienced and what we've learned from our past experiences. And it's asking you to not look so much at the problems, but looking at what you can learn from the problems and how you can take the best care of yourself, and understand that life isn't throwing you a challenge just to be an a-hole. Life is throwing you a challenge to teach you something, to give you that experience of that difficulty so that you can climb that mountain and get over the other side of that. And then once you have climbed that particular mountain in your life, the next time that mountain pops up in front of you, you already know exactly what path to take to get over that obstacle. And you're the second time around, you're a lot quicker at getting to the summit, and you have a lot more faith that I can overcome this. Okay, so it's some self-growth stuff going on for you here, with that tree energy. It's asking you to bend, not break, to understand, that when we're faced with certain challenges, that there is a reason to the madness. Okay, like, I know it's a bit of a hard message to hear sometimes because difficulties are difficulties, but it is asking you to, rather than seeing just this huge big obstacle in front of you, take it as a challenge. It's not necessarily something that's stopping you in your tracks. It's a challenge to work out which path should I take to get over this challenge. Okay, sometimes when we're at the bottom of a challenge or a difficulty or an obstacle in our life, it might look like we're facing off with Mount Everest. But once we actually put foot to ground and start walking, we realize, hang on, that's not Mount Everest. That's just a little, speed bump in the road. And then you come down the other side and you're like, oh, okay, that was nowhere near as what I was expecting it to be. And then, next time you're faced with challenges, you're kind of like, well, maybe it's not as bad as it looks. Maybe there's just more for me to learn out of this situation. So it is asking you to sort of look more so at what you can learn from difficult situations and how you can overcome those situations. Asking, learning a little bit more about yourself and how to be persistent and determined, and really have this perseverance that no matter what comes my way, I am going to fight it with my all and get over that problem and deal with that problem. Okay, that challenge, whatever that may be for you. Okay, so that's what we're sort of seeing for that section there. We will have a look at career and finances. Okay, Taurus. What's going on for Taurus with career and finances, please? Career and finances. So yeah, this, for a lot of you, these issues may be connected to what we're seeing that you're needing to learn. Okay, because firstly, I have the snake coming through here, followed by the garden. So that's coming through as a very straightforward kind of message here, Taurus, that there's a deceptive meeting. To be completely honest, I don't normally get the full deception coming from the snake energy. It is the traditional meaning of the snake energy, but quite often in my readings, it doesn't actually come through quite as deceptive as the traditional sort of meaning, because there's a lot of layers to the snake energy here. It may be referring to for some of you, it may be referring to a Scorpio, a meeting with a Scorpio. It may be a dual meaning there as well. But I am feeling that this is something a little bit deceptive, needing to be careful where you're stepping, so that, when you're walking through the long grass, you need to watch where you step so you don't step on this snake. There is a little bit of a deception here. There's a deceptive meeting. It's specifically involving this meeting or event. Okay, so there is some sort of meeting. It's a career-related meeting or a financial-related meeting, and there is a little bit of deception regarding this meeting or this event, where so this is kind of the energy of, it may be deceptive in the sense that this meeting has been planned, but then it gets cancelled last minute for some reason. It may be deceptive of you are under the impression that this meeting is going to be with, X, Y, and Z people. And then you get there and it's X, Y, and Z, but also B, C, and A, are sitting there as well. And there's more people in the meeting than you initially planned on. It may be a deceptive proposition as well. Okay, so be very wary of any business type proposals that you're being presented with. There may be it may be deceptive. It may be looking really fantastic on the surface, but there's a bit of deception going on. There's more, I feel especially more work involved, more challenges involved for you than you may initially be made aware of. Okay. I am sort of seeing that you have the ability to, even if you are a little bit deceived here and because I'm getting that there may be a Taurus who signs up for something that is more than what they bargained for, kind of thing. Or like more responsibilities than you thought you were being given, or something like that. You are definitely able to face these challenges and overcome the challenges, the extra challenges that come with that. But it's showing us this, so that it's showing us this before it's showing the challenges. So, it is sort of a bit of a warning for some of you that to, be really, really sort of watch out and watch, it's like watch the grass carefully. I keep getting that sort of phrasing that it's, watching everything that's going on here, reading the fine print of if there's any actual, written propositions made to you. It's just like there's something hiding under the surface that you're not being made aware of. They're not being completely transparent about the full entirety of something. The full workload, I feel, for a lot of you here. And then we actually have the mountain and then the clover. Okay, so we are seeing that mountain again. So once again, going back to that lesson that you need to learn. For a lot of you, this is why you're needing to learn this and learning to accept challenges and take on the challenges and really, put your nose to the grindstone and persevere and be very determined to overcome any challenges within your career space, any delays as well that you may be faced with here as well. It's hard work. There's a bit of hard work with the mountain when we're talking about career. It's having to put in the hard work, to get the achievement out of that. But it's well worth it here with the clover. The clover is high risk, high reward. Okay, so the higher the mountain that you need to climb, the faster you get, like the faster you can come back down the other side, the further you can see when you're at the top, the better the view from the top. So it's high risk, high reward, but it will take hard work. Okay, so I do feel that for a lot of you, this is connecting to some sort of business proposal, or something along those lines. However that resonates for your individual career, because, for a lot of us not working in, things where we would be offered business proposals, it can just be like as small as someone swapping a shift with you. It could be something because that's a proposition, a proposal. Like, oh, if you take my Wednesday shift, I'll take your Friday shift, and there's a reason that they're not sharing of why. Okay, maybe the manager on the Wednesday shift is an a-hole. Maybe there's a particular customer that comes in on Wednesdays that is a Karen to the 10th of Karens. I am just getting, for some of you, it is something relatively small like that. It's just letting us know, anything that could be seen as some sort of proposition or like having to meet somebody halfway, having to compromise with somebody. There's something under the surface that they're not necessarily being fully transparent about. It is coming through a little bit deceptive, that they're not telling you about this for a reason, because they want you to do something for them, or, say yes to the proposal. But, it just means more hard work, ultimately. It is going to be a lot of hard work. And we are seeing in your lesson section there that, you are being asked to take on the extra challenges and to face challenges, and just understand that, these extra challenges give you a chance to learn and grow. So for some of you, it actually could work out really well because, like I said, high risk, high reward. So, if you're willing to take on the extra challenge, go for it, because with the clover there, you've got a lot of good fortune on your side, and it could actually work out really well for you. So, and the snake energy, it's like it never goes undetected. It's always there under the surface, and it always comes to light eventually. But I do feel that this actually could pay off for a lot of you, like the high risk, high reward thing that you're proving to your career, your employer, or your co-workers, or you're proving that you can do the work necessary, that you can take on the extra challenge and do really well, and be very determined to get it solved and do that. And there may be some reward for you in that as well. Okay, so that's what we've got for you today, Taurus. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Leave a like and a subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you all soon.